All right, now that I'm done. I'm done now. I'm done now. Okay, so I'm going to start off with your readings for the week. And they're starting today, so yay, full moon. Anyways, happy Halloween, turd balls, and all that jazz. And if I don't say hi to you and I miss you, I'm sorry. That or I'm ignoring you. I'm just kidding. I might ignore somebody, but as of yet, not on purpose. Okay, so I'm going to start it with fire signs and then go to water. So I'm doing Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and then Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. For the people who watch the replay, you can find the timestamp for your sign pinned in the comment section below. For the live viewers, I'm sorry, you're going to have to read it out. Blue moon. Yep. I thought it was supposed to like make you all mushy and gross, but apparently it makes me mouthier, so let's start. Aries. And sniffles. So I thought I would be smart and like put something like, hey, we're not doing live readings, like right here, like in the sense of answering questions, so that way I could just keep working. But then I realized it actually went over to this side and it was all backwards. When I inverted the camera, it didn't look right. I've wasted a lot of time doing this for no good reason, just to end up doing it this way anyway. So way to go, full moons. We're on to a good start. So good luck, Sagittarians. You're gonna need it. Aries seems to be good though. So far. Kind of. Fearless. All right. You guys are not doing so good by the end of the week. I spoke too soon. All right. So you guys need to get some rest. You need to figure out what your priorities are. The problem is that you guys are too codependent on other people, or you're allowing them to be on you. And you need to start asking for help. And this is not something new for you, Aries. So for this week, your advice is to slow things down and figure out emotionally what you really want and stop giving things to or everything to everybody. Now, you're going to notice that you think it's working for you at first at the beginning of the week. Mr. Josh makes me want to drink Blue Moon booze. That it's starting to work out for you at the beginning of the week. And you're in a great place of leadership at the moment because you've got this heightened sense of self. And that's keeping you from really making the changes that you know you need to. By the end of the week, some of you are going to notice that things are falling apart. Some of you are trying to build the pieces from where they've already fallen apart, but you need to be able to get some rest and slow down and actually figure out what you want and how you're going to get there. Plan things for yourselves, know what you're worth, stop relying on bad people, stop using good people, and stop allowing people to use you. That is what you need to work on this week. Okay, so I'm going to pull some oracles for you guys. Let's see what we get. Aries. So you guys get this goal of strength, which is good. It's good to have strength, but you want to make sure that you have intellect to back it up. Otherwise, you're not going to be doing much for yourself. And this isn't visibility. It's being authentic to who you are. It's knowing when you need to shut your mouth too, though, and not give everybody everything just because they ask it. It's learning to say no. And then you have winter. And this is the sacredness of pausing. So we're going into the winter season, which is more of like that death rebirth sort of idea. So make sure when you come back at swinging, you've actually made the changes that you need to, Aries, before you get your ass whooped again. All right, my loves, I will see you next week. Now, next I'm going to do Leos. Here, the neighbors upstairs. Some motion things. So this is how it works. If you guys like the video and you're watching the replay, not the live viewers because it won't work for you guys, but on YouTube, if you like the video and you find that the readings resonate with you, I ask that you click like and subscribe. You can also join the other social media that does daily readings. And that's places like TikTok and Facebook, where I'm doing this live right now. And I go on and do live readings with everybody every once in a while. And every Friday I try to do, though I didn't this Friday, I try to do like live chats where we sort of hash out spiritual bullshit that is in the world, where people are being taught a lot of crap, basically. And I give you my opinion on what I think. You should join it. You should join us and have fun. I'll be nice, I swear. I just swear at my stuff. I don't swear at you guys. Unless you're Josh. And then I swear at him. Okay. Ah, I'm just, punching my camera now. Oh, I like that. Okay, Leos. I got sniffles. It's really fucking annoying. So you guys are noticing that you're not able to lead people and really encourage and inspire them the way you'd like to this week. And it's because you're not really putting the effort in. If you want something to change in your life and really lead things the way you want, like you did in the past, you have to be willing to back it up. And you have to be willing to actually put in that effort that you want to see. Now, your advice this week, Leos, is not to dwell in the past. It's good to look back with nostalgia and see where you've come from and enjoy the memories. I'm all about nostalgia. But you don't want to be one of those people who live on an event that happened 20 years ago. You need to be actively working towards your future while trying to stay as present as you can. And that's your advice for this week. And you guys have everything you need going forward for what you want. But a lot of you are very impulsive, and Leos tend to sort of jump the gun and go at things full bore. And sometimes either you become codependent on other people or they lean on you too much and use you a lot because you're willing to give them the shirt off your back. So you got to learn to be able to say no. But if you really work towards your goals, really aim towards your future and start putting proper boundaries in place, you've got nothing but good things coming to you. You're going to notice that your independence, your happiness level grows, your drive to succeed, your confidence, everything is going to work out for you in the end. But you have to actively put in the work and not drain yourself or only put in a half-assed effort because you're giving it more to other people instead of to yourself. Just saying. All right, let's see what we get for you guys. Oracles. So I'm using the Halloween Oracle because it's Halloween by Stacey DeMarco. And I'm using the Halloween Tarot, but I don't know who, because I always just associate it with Stacey Bennett. That's what it is. Okay, Leos. So you guys get the card of invisibility too, and it's about being authentic. And it's living up to your true potential and actually deciding to show the world who you are and decide who gets to see what parts of you and who doesn't. And then you get Lady de los Muertos, which is acceptance and equality. So it's not just finding balance and acceptance in other people, but it's putting yourself to that high standard as well. And then last but not least, you get joy. So this is sort of like one yo, the rune. Make the happiness that you want to have is sitting right there for you, but you got to learn to be a little bit more selfish. Hello, John. Okay, now we're on to Sagittarius, and then we'll get onto the water signs. So this is going to be your readings for the week of November 1st, I guess, roughly, or October 31st. I don't know. What day are we on? Saturday? We're on Saturday, so I guess November 1st to the 6th. Yeah, and the weekly readings are already up. Okay. Again, if you want to get like an overall group reading for Element Daily, you can find that on TikTok, and those are on my links everywhere. You can find them YouTube in the description box below, Facebook. I don't know what to tell you. You'll have to look for it. I'm not even sure where it is. My link tree links there somewhere. Okay. Let's see what we get for you guys. apologize. I think I jinx my own sign every time. I'm like, well, I'll take it. Okay. So some of you guys are coming out of a loss. So you could have experienced losses in the family. Some of you could be dealing with health issues or just a lack of energy because you're not happy emotionally and not getting that satisfaction you want. Who's that? Hello, Jessica. Now, in the past, that shows, and this happened because you weren't listening to your instincts. You already know what you need to do. And a lot of you have been sort of mulling over what you want in life, but not actively making a decision. And that's going to be your goal, is to actually figure out what you want and whether or not it's what you wanted previously. Because in the first couple of days of the week, you're going to notice that you're going to see after everything that you've been through who's really been there for you and who hasn't. And you're going to decide from there what's going to be most important. Because right now, hi, sweetie. Because right now you're dealing with codependency issues. Either people relying on you too much, or vice versa. You could be codependent on other people, and it's causing your goals and ambitions to come to a standstill. And in turn, you're kind of holding off making the changes that you know you need to. But it looks like for a lot of you, by the end of the week, you're going to know exactly what it is you want, and you're already going to be actively making the changes. So be careful that you're making decisions that will help you long term and not just in the short term. And don't be, jump the gun too much, but know that you are ready to make those changes. You just got to go for it. Okay. Let's see what we get. First, Sagittarius. I hope my battery loads up for this. After I've been fighting with my computer for like an hour. Okay. So you guys get for your first card Black Cat, which is fortune meets opportunity. And that's literally taking opportunity when it comes and taking advantage of it. You guys are ruled by Jupiter, which is the planet of good luck. It's the planet of new opportunities, literally. So you need to actually decide what it is you want and just go get it. It's right there for you. And then you have the Skull of Flowers, which is creating through the ashes. So think of it like the phoenix, where you can rise back from what you've been through and actively start going after it. And last but not least, Skull of Darkness, Blind Spots. And I love this card, even though it's not technically a positive card. To me, we all have things that we know we need to change. Sometimes we don't really know how to or what they are specifically, but we actively always have something that we could be working on. And blind spots are seeing the patterns that happen over and over and over again and expecting a different result. So watch the things where they keep happening and occurring for you and try to figure out what it is you can change and adapt in order to get where it is you want to go, to get something different. Okay, so now we're on to the water signs, which are Cancers, Scorpios, and Pisces. And if you're asking why I'm doing it in this order, because I can. And that's how I do my YouTube videos. I do them by earth and air video, and then I do a fire and water video. Earth, air, fire, water. Just, helps me remember. Helps me remember, damn it. Okay. So you guys are starting off in a good place emotionally. You have the Magician, so it shows that you have that confidence. You have everything you need to be successful. But you know what? A lot of you, seems like you're driven, for some of you, by the negativity around you. I just did, yes. I just did Sagittarius. Cancer, sign by sign. Yeah, that was just Sagittarius that I just did. Now we're doing Cancers. So the Five of Ghosts, in this case, it's always one who's focusing more on the negative instead of the positive. So if that's propelling you towards your goals, that's great. But you want, for those of you that are thinking more negatively or were, to try to get your focus more towards those ghosties in the background that are good, because you do know how to get personal satisfaction when you're harnessing your energy in the right way and your emotions. Now, your advice this week is the Five of Bats reverse. So it's making sure that anything that sort of held you back, brought you down, that kind of thing. You're welcome, sweetie. Oh, good. That makes me happy. I did too. I'm a Sag. You want to make sure anything that's hurt you or brought you down, that you're picking yourself up this week and you're getting ready. And grieving is to each their own. We all have our process, but if you're having a hard time getting past it, then and or you feel that you need extra help, then don't be afraid to seek help from people you love or a professional. Because in the first couple of days of the week, you have a Cancer card again of the Three of Cups reversed. So it's almost like, even though you guys have this confidence towards it, you don't have confidence so much in the world around you. Where you're at right now, though, is good stability with Aries. So you're keeping things on a stable level, almost like you're trying to hold onto the control that you do have around you. But this is because a lot of the people around you are people that have left you sort of to your own devices to have to do it yourself, put a lot on your shoulders, had high expectations for you, kind of made you feel like the odd man out. But all you're trying to do is get to your goals just like everybody else. By the end of the week, though, if you don't start seeing things positively, start trying to find the good in the world. Because you ever notice those people where it's like, you can completely give up on the world, and then all of a sudden you find that one person that makes you go, oh yeah, then they remind you that humanity is not a complete monster. This is the case for you guys. You need to find that one thing that makes you realize your joy, because if not, you're going to notice that you're getting more worn out than necessary by the end of the week emotionally, and a lot of your spark and fire and drive towards your goals is going to go, and you can't manifest your desires being a grumpy ass. That's how it is. You can't. Find your happiness. All right, let's see what we get for you. So, Cancers, you get the veil, and this is the future. So it's unlocking your future, but it's also being honest with yourself about how you're feeling, about the things you need to change. It's good to be confident, but not cocky in a sense where you don't think that there isn't things that you can be working on when it comes to yourselves as well. And then you have eternal love. Love is love is love, and the eternal cycle begins here. So this can be taken as a card of Gemini, kind of like the lovers. It can literally mean eternal love, passion, romance, all that barf. But you can also take it like the lovers card, where you have to decide where your passion lies and put your heart and love into something and really enjoy it instead of shitting all over it, basically. And then last but not least, you have vampire, which is emotional intelligence. So it's knowing the people that aren't good for you and either putting proper boundaries in place or walking away from them. Or it's knowing that you yourself might be doing that to other people too and sucking them dry as a result. Okay. So next we're going to do Scorpios. So this is Scorpio season for now. So we can have the date now, Ash. $1,000,000. $1,000,000. Okay. So it is Scorpio season. So happy birthday, my Scorpios. Let's see what we get for you guys. Scorpio seems to be one of the weird signs that I always hoard. I think I just hoard water signs in general. You guys are too cute not to love, even if you are moody bastards sometimes. Okay. Scorpios for the week. So you guys may feel a little bit of an emotional tug when it comes to your self-esteem. You may not be really realizing that you really do have everything you need. And that could be because you're sort of harping on the past, that you have this high expectation for yourself that you don't realize you've already got. Yeah, because you guys need to find your happiness. I need to fix this. This is driving me nuts. I don't like seeing my desk beside me. Ooh, I changed spots. Anyways, so a lot of you aren't finding joy. And for you guys, because you are such a loving sign, your joy always comes in the form of helping other people. And that joy is not helping other people as well. Now, in the past, it's not like you didn't get noticed for your hard work, but you've got to still be willing to see what it is that you're worth yourself, not just everybody else. Moon. So it's knowing when to use the mysterious, to be the mysterious person, to know when to utilize that side of you that not everybody needs to know everything about. But it's being honest with yourself about what's really going on around you, too. So you know what changes you really need to make. Now, in the first couple of days of the week, you guys have the world. So a lot of doors are going to be closing for some of you and new ones opening, new opportunities, because you can't move forward if you're still holding on to yesterday's junk. It's just what it is. You gotta be willing to let go of the old and bring in the new. Where you're at right now, you're trying to find that stability. It's coming in slowly, so you're definitely working on it, which I like about you guys. Even if you're in a place where you're emotionally kind of wishy-washy, you guys are always still fighting. And the energy around you is the Nine of Pumpkins, which I like because this is that person that's always, it's kind of like they start their plan, they do a couple steps, they stop, and they're like, okay, what can I do to make this even better? Is there anything I need to change? So you're sort of working strategically, step by step, towards your goals, and I like that. Now, obviously, you guys already know that you need to start asking for help. And this is pretty much every sign. I mean, if you're an independent person and you have a heart, you're the type to probably take too much on. You like take too much of other people's crap and not ask enough for yourself. But you definitely need to get things in check because your emotions are definitely going to come to a head where you might be overthinking them by the end of the week. You might also notice that you're run by your emotions, sort of hovering people, overthinking situations that aren't really happening. You need to be honest with yourself about what's really going on. Because if you don't, it's definitely going to take a hold of you by the next time I read you. I don't want to deal with that. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Just work towards your future and see things for what they are. Be honest. Hello, sweetheart. How are you, Beverly? Okay. So you guys get your own card, which is Death. The eternal cycle begins here. I like this card because it reminds me of Silence of the Lambs, which is kind of gross and awesome at the same time. But it is. It's about finding that rebirth, that change, that metamorphosis is going to work inside of you. And then it's a lamp, remembrance. So it's not harping on the past, but it's knowing where you come from and giving yourself the credit that's due going into the future, seeing how much you really do deserve what you're going after. And then you have the witch, which is the earthly weaver of the world. So you get to decide what it is that you want, Scorpios, and actively create and weave your own fate. But you have to get out there and do it and realize that you have the capability to. Okay. And then last for the water signs, we're going to do Pisces. Pisces. Ah, if Ashley can hold on to her cards. Hello. Hello, Julene. Hey, Jacqueline. Hi, Derek. Okay. So you guys are trying to start things new. And you're trying to make smart decisions where it comes towards that, but you're kind of taking your emotions out of it as you do it, Pisces. And that's because you're trying to be more assertive and more independent in your thinking instead of always relying on what someone else thinks. Now, in the past, obviously the way you were working it wasn't working, the way you were doing it wasn't working. You had yourself completely worn out, loss of energy, loss of happiness. But your advice this week is to slow things down. Don't allow things to affect you more emotionally than they need to. You need to just not overthink things and let things sort of go with the flow and not feel a need to control so much. Now, in the first couple of days of the week, you guys are in a good spot. You're going to notice more of your independence where your confidence is going to be raised and you're going to feel like you can really confidently make decisions towards your goals actively. And right now, even though things haven't been going your way, it's more because you needed to change up the way you were doing it, not so much that anything was going wrong. But a lot of the people around you are people who have had to rely on you emotionally because of the pain they've been through. But you need to know, Pisces, when to say no and when to put up proper boundaries. Now, obviously, that's what we're all looking for, is to have stability, but you keep going, you're going to have the Queen of Imps, which is Aries, Queen of Wands. So it's realizing that if you actively work towards your independence, really test your assertiveness, even if it's baby steps, you really can start making those tough decisions on your own and be willing to say no to people or having to have their advice every time you do something. Okay, so let's see what we get for you guys. And then we'll work on earth signs. Okay, cauldron. This is synergy and healing. So you're in this perfect spot to create and manifest, sort of alchemize what it is you want. If you want happiness, you have to start bringing in positivity. You want independence, then you have to start fighting with your assertiveness and move forward with that. Because you have trick or treat, mischief and play, which is a perfect card for today. It's kind of creepy. I like this card. Children are just creepy when they look like that, anyways. But it's getting out there and exploring the fact that, life doesn't have to be so serious all the time or always be in your emotions. You have to make time for fun as well. And last but not least, you have scrying, which is illumination. So it's being honest with yourself and knowing what you need to do and then actually taking your advice, because you guys aren't stupid. You've known all along what you need to do. You just have to actually do it. Well, my dear, your best bet is to ask him that I am doing weekly readings for astrology signs, but you can come back if you want when I am doing readings for live readings like that. But this time I'm not. Okay. So next we are going to do earth and air signs. I'm going to stop